Hello, longboarding mom. It is still April. My husband has been on his antibiotics for 8 days now. It's been just a week since his surgery and stuff. He's got his cast off. I got to see a picture of his finger. I might post that in the community page if you guys all want to see that. It's fine. It's fine. So now it's wrapped in a bandage that he can take off and like let it air out every single day and stuff. And he's supposed to move it a little bit. And everything's going really good. He's got another week of antibiotics, and then they'll maybe have to do, the whole treatment, or they're just going to find out how he's doing and stuff. And he can't go back to work yet, but one more week. So this video is about my 5-year anniversary with my job. I have been a server for 5 years, brand new serving at that job. Funny story, I was just looking for something to get out of the house because we moved down here to take care of my in-laws and stuff. They weren't quite ready for us to take care of them. They're still independent and wanting their space probably. So we went and got our own apartment and stuff. But before we found our own apartment, I went and got a job. And that was just going to be a temporary job, just to get me out of the house and, a couple days a week and stuff. And when I went in to apply, I handed her my resume and I got an interview and I got hired. They did not know I had never been a server before. I mean, I kind of like served it a little, it was like a grocery store, little restaurant, but I wasn't a server like at a restaurant. It was just, I don't know, like a burger place, where you make burgers and through the window, this place was a sit-down place, but whatever. I never really had been a server. I've always been in customer service, barista. I worked at a gas station. I worked at Dollar Tree. And then I was a homemaker for years and stuff. So they gave me a chance. And the first couple of days, the owner is like, I don't know, but every single day I came in and I asked questions and I learned something new. And we had a meeting where he had Food Services of America come in, and they train you as a server and what to look for and how to upsell. And I'm an upseller. My name is Mrs. O'Brien. That was my nickname. That's what they called me, because O'Briens are, if you don't know, potatoes. Home style or shredded, and like hash browns and stuff, and you add onions and peppers. Onions and peppers are the O'Brien part of it, and I upsell. They're $1 for onions and peppers. Like you add to potatoes, and I was even upselling on the corned beef hash. Guess what? I was like, they're all Mrs. O'Brien. They already have O'Brien's on it. He had to take the button off. So I would stop selling, and then I finally clicked, like, I don't need to upsell on that. It was funny. So yes, every day went in and asked my boss, how do you do this? What does it look like? Because he, as an owner, he started off dishwashing at a restaurant. He moved his way into Marianne gave him a chance and let him serve. And so he would go from dishwashing to serving, and then he got his own business, and he would go from this to that to he's a very hard worker, and he knew everything in the kitchen, and he didn't know the cooking part of the aspect. He just only know the dishwashing and the serving part. And then he bought his own business, and now he cooks. And so I asked him every day, I go in, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? And so 5 years later, here I am. So I am going to I had tons of carrots in my refrigerator. I bought a big old bag of carrots, and I like roasted carrots. And I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of these carrots? I didn't realize how big the bag was. And I was like, oh, carrot cake. I have never made carrot cake before, and I love carrot cake. My husband, not so much. He's not a huge fan of raisins and nuts. Oh, okay with nuts, but not raisins. And I really want to put raisins in it, but I might just only put it in half of the filling, like raisins and nuts in the filling. Yum. And not in the cake, just the nuts in the cake. So we're probably going to do nuts in the cake. I've got to grate up these. I got all my ingredients here. On the stove back there, I've got chili. I'm actually water bathing chili. It's been on for 2 hours. I've got 53 minutes left to go and then another 5 minutes to cool in that pot. There's only 3 little pints and stuff in there right now. And then I'm going to have chili for dinner tonight. But let's get started on this carrot cake. I can't wait to share it with my boss. I sifted my flour. I need to cut the ends off the carrots. I don't want these. I'm going to just cut all the ends off of them. And then I don't know how many carrots I needed. I hope I did enough. I need 3 cups of shredded carrots. Oh, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So I've just got my cheese grater, and you're just going to carefully, you don't want to, it's going to make a mess. You don't want to grate your fingers, so you can be careful about that. If you have a food processor, they have a grater on it, which works nicely. And I have a food processor. I've never used it before. I got it from one of my customers, and I think I might have used it once. And we're just going to go all the way down to the end. See that little nubbin right there? That's why I didn't cut it off, because that's a good spot to hold it with. Okay, so I'm going to do this. We'll come back in a little bit. Hopefully I'll have 3 cups of carrots shredded. Carrots, and I have 3 cups of shredded carrots. You can always shred some more and use it on a salad. These I will probably cut and make. I'll do 1 more carrot and make roasted carrots with dinner tonight. Let's move on to the other ingredients. I got my tablet over here open. It shut off though, so reopen. I have to do in one. So in here we are going to add the sugar. We're going to do sugar and the wet ingredients there. Before you get started on this recipe, you need 4 room temperature eggs. So pull those out before you make this. Also, 2 9-inch pans, round pans. I've greased them, and this is wax paper in the bottom, so it will just peel right out of the pan. And so I need 1 cup of Oh, I'm down into the frosting. I don't need the frosting. 1 cup of regular sugar. So one of my bosses will probably eat this and the other one probably will not, because it's going to have way too much sugar for them. And 1 cup packed brown sugar. I love having a small kitchen because everything is like right here. I just can grab and reach for everything. I wish I had a big kitchen like my sister because she actually has 2 ovens, a nice gas oven or stove, and then another kitchen she doesn't use anymore. It's the old kitchen her husband remodeled before they moved in, or before she met him and stuff, and he put in a new kitchen and living space and stuff. And so the old kitchen is still there. They're planning on turning that area into a bathroom and something else. Her pantry or something. I can't remember. So, okay. 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to put this down and kind of whisk it together. We are going to do 4 eggs. You know me and my eggs. I got to do my smell test first. We'll just dump it right there in that hole. We're going to whisk them together one at a time. Oh. You know what else I need? I need a vegetable oil, 1 1/4 cups of that. So let me grab out another measuring cup. I use so many dishes. Vegetable oil. You can use coconut oil, and the recipe says that you melt the coconut oil and it tastes a little bit like coconut. You can use avocado oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, I think is what it said. Sunflower, I'm not sure. But 1 1/4 cups of that. So we need to add that in too. We're supposed to do that with the sugar first, so we'll get that mix in. Already got 2 eggs already in there. I'm gonna do 2 more eggs. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I've got my vanilla bean paste. I'm gonna have to ask my sister to make me some more. This is my last jar. It smells, oh my goodness, it smells so good. It's Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean paste. I didn't know that they had different vanilla beans. So you can get stuff from different areas and stuff. So we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of that. And then we are going to move on to our dry ingredients. And I've already sifted my flour. Now it doesn't call for sifted flour. My flour has been vacuum packed and sealed a couple years ago. So it is hard as a rock when I get it out of my bag, so I need to sift it to make sure I am not using more than the 2 cups of flour I need. And I've got 2 cups sifted flour. I need a half a teaspoon of salt. My little thing broke apart. Half a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. This is where I need the big one. It's funny. So I can reach in there with it, see? So 1.5 teaspoons, and my 1 teaspoon I've already used and got dirty, so I'm just going to do 3 of these half teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, and I only need baking soda, and I need 2 teaspoons of that, and I need a new clean one. There it is. 1, 2. Now I'm going to whisk all these ingredients together. That's why I put it in a separate bowl. I could have just put it all in my sifter and just sifted it all in together. But I wanted you guys to see the amounts that I put in. And let me make sure I've got all the dry ingredients. 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons baking soda, a half a teaspoon fine sea salt. I don't have that, I just have regular salt. 1.5 teaspoons ground cinnamon. Okay, that's my dry ingredients. And here I have 1¼ cup vegetable oil, 1 cup regular sugar, 1 cup lightly packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 4 eggs at room temperature. I've got 3 cups grated and peeled carrots. It says 5 to 6 medium carrots. I didn't read that part. Ha, funny. And I need 1 cup coarsely chopped pecans and a half a cup of raisins. But we're not going to put the raisins in here. We'll just put the pecans in and bake it that way. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. We already greased 2 9-inch round pans. I lined them with grease and lined them. Whisk together all this in a separate bowl. Now we are going to add the dry ingredients to this. First, I'm going to make sure all the ingredients in here. All right. So excited about my chili. I only have 1 jar of chili left that I jarred last time. I might do a video one day. I'm just going to dump this all in. Dump it all in. Okay, kind of let that mix around a little bit. I want to make sure all the flour in the bottom of this bowl is mixed in. Stuck my finger right in it, didn't I? We are going to let this kind of drip down. I'm going to add the carrots. get my fingers in there. Get all that off that whisk, because we are done with this. We are going to take it off. Got 35 minutes left on my pan back there that's boiling. Okay, we are going to take this off because I don't need it anymore. Kind of move this out of the way. Whoops. Alright, move this out of the way. So we are going to fold in the carrots and the pecans. And I only need, let's see how much pecans it says. La, 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 la. So it says a half a cup of coarsely chopped pecans for the topping, and a half a cup, 1 cup for the cake. So we are going to add this in, and 1 cup of pecans. And these are pieces I just bought at Fred Meyer's. They were on sale, so I bought them. So 1 cup pieces. That's, I guess, would be coarsely chopped, right? That was a half a cup, so I did 2 of those. Okay. We are going to fold this in, making a mess. You know, I'm a messy, messy girl. I haven't ever made carrot cake. I used to work in a bakery and I just loved their carrot cake. We made homemade carrot cake there. And the icing we got was like bought, you know, and it came in a big, huge bucket and stuff. And it had, I want to say it had nuts and raisins in it. So I'm really excited about this recipe. So we are going to divide this into 2 pans. And let me see here. 2 pans, and then we are going to bake it in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes. And I'm going to scoop here. I want to make them even, so I'm going to do a cup in each one. We got 1 here. And while this is baking in the oven, I will clean up my mess, and hopefully my husband will be home from his antibiotic treatments. He's been there all morning. So it's quite a drive, so in between appointments he can come home, but that's a drive here and then a drive back. So he's like, I'm just going to stay in town, and then you get tired of staying in town because you don't want to spend money and, you know, do stuff like that. So, and I don't mind him coming home if he wants to. I mean, you get tired when you're in town all day. Yum! Carrot cake. And then I'm going to show you guys how to make the icing. This might be a 2-part video because, you know, it's going to be cream cheese softened with some powdered sugar. raisins, pecans. Those ones, the pecans in that, I'm going to chop a little bit smaller. I grated all that. I'm going to get it all out. Clean them up just a little bit. Okay, these I kind of stamp them down a little bit so they're even. There's no air bubbles in them. And see that air pocket right there, that little air bubble? So I'm going to put them in the oven. The rack is in the middle there so it can bake up at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. Right in the middle. We'll be back in a little bit, guys. It has been 40 minutes since I put that in the oven. They have come out clean. They're not jiggly anymore. Let's let these cool, and then I'll show you guys how to get them out of the pan, and we'll make some cream cheese icing for these cakes. My cakes have cooled a little bit. I'm going to scrape the edges on each side all the way around. They're still warm in the middle here, so I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet. So what I do is I hold this and I just flip it over and it just pops right out. See that? A little bit on the side there. And I'm going to scoot it over. And I'm just going to pop it. I think there's enough room for both. There should be enough room for both. Just enough. Look at that. And these are still cooling. I'm going to make my cream cheese icing. I've got an 8-ounce cream cheese, room temperature. We're going to put it back in my mixer bowl here. And we are just going to make this up and just set it aside for later because that's still too warm. But I wanted to get this made. And I just need some cream cheese, some powdered sugar, and you can use heavy whipping cream if you want, or just a little bit of milk if it's too stiff. Just got a little bit of carrot cake on there. It smells so good in here. Like I said, I've got some nuts over here cut. I'm going to put nuts in the inside of the cake and some raisins on half of it. Because I like raisins in mine and my husband does not. So I'm going to make some. So hopefully he'll try a piece of cake. Okay, so that is that. And I'm going to whip it around a little bit. It's still probably a little bit too, not soft enough. And I need 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar. So we're gonna just, I don't have the top of it. We'll be right back. I've got 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar in there. It's not quite mixed in yet. I might have to make a double batch of this cream cheese icing. This might be just like the center. So messy. Okay, this is perfect for the inside of my cake. I'm going to add the nuts to this one. So I'm going to put nuts on the whole inside of the cake. And then on half of it, I will put raisins and like squish them down in. And then we'll top it, and then we'll put cream cheese icing. Excuse me. These allergies are horrible. Cream cheese icing on top. So I will have to make another batch of cream cheese icing because that is not enough to frost a whole cake. I knew I was going to need more. But that's how you make cream cheese icing, though, for like cinnamon rolls. And yeah, if you add a little bit of milk to this, it's not going to be as stiff. So it'll be easier to frost your cake with. I'm not going to add milk to this one. I will probably add milk to the next icing that I make. The only thing different, I would chop the nuts more. But other than that, there's the perfect amount of cream cheese frosting. The raisins, yum. I love the raisins and the icing in the middle. That is just perfect. And it's carrot cake. It smells good. It's moist. It's 40 minutes and it was done.